Republican Representative Lauren Boebert was living her best life at a fundraiser late last year. Multiple sources have told CNN's Melanie Zanona that the Colorado carpetbagger was at a party in Manhattan in December when a bartender decided to do her a solid and cut her off because she was overserved. Okay, perhaps a little tipsy, perhaps a little bit more than tipsy. You know what I say to the bartender, good man or woman. Okay, not only that, but apparently Boebert was so intoxicated that she kept trying to get selfies with former President Donald Trump to such an extent that Trump's security detail had to step in and ask her to stop. Ma'am, please, you got enough selfies. Stop with the selfies. You have to stop. All right? Apparently, Donald Trump wasn't all that bothered because, I don't see any reason why he would be bothered. He loves the attention. And of course, later on, he ended up giving her the endorsement. So now, and Boebert's allies had questioned whether she was really as drunk at the fundraiser as witnesses had claimed, because she has a, quote, boisterous and loud personality that can sometimes be misconstrued. Interesting. I have some thoughts on that later. But first, let me give you my thoughts on alcohol. I think it's a good way to reveal who somebody is. It gets rid of your inhibitions, and you kind of see parts of a person's true personality when you strip those inhibitions away. And from what this sounds like, Boebert, she seems like a regular party animal, which is not a problem. I don't have any problem with that. Have fun, enjoy life. You want to get smashed at a fundraiser? Do you have fun? Now, the only issue that I have, of course, is hypocrisy. When you tell others that they're not allowed to enjoy their lives or to be themselves, that's where I have a problem, okay? Her politics, you know this, how I feel, they're absolute garbage, all right? And she does this holier-than-thou kind of attitude towards people, especially people who are different, people who are on the left, etc. And so I have an issue with that. So that's it. This was back in December. The Beetlejuice groping thing happened in September. So after that, she said, hey, look, I'm gonna try to do better. I'm gonna be better behaved. And in this case, I think she was successful. I don't think having a few drinks and bugging people for selfies, even if they're Donald Trump, is bad at all. All right, I honestly, I don't really have too many issues with her behavior at this fundraiser, whatever. I don't think it's a scandal, okay? And trust me, Boebert, she's had plenty of actual scandals. All right, that said, Representative Byron Donalds defended her, saying, look, some of that stuff that popped up wasn't the best stuff to see. This was at the Beetlejuice thing. Even she acknowledges that, but none of us are perfect. Just because we're elected officials doesn't mean we're any more perfect than anybody else. Stuff happens, but I think she has been able to do her job, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. So actually, that's one of the most intelligent things that's ever come out of Byron Donalds' mouth. Honestly. Nobody's perfect. I agree. Now, should we expect higher standards from our elected officials? Yeah, I don't think that's too much to ask, but you also have to understand that they are still people. They're going to F up. None of that bothers me. My issue, and I don't hold any politician to be a perfect person either, right? My issue is the fact that these people are out there making decisions about other people and judgments about other people that are actively hurting them and their communities. Going back to Boebert, right? She goes on about, morality, how lack of morality in this world, but behind the scenes, she's a party animal, drinking and carrying on, and again, having a good time, which I think everybody should be allowed to have that good time. The hypocrisy is the problem. That's the issue. And it's what a lot of these right-wingers do, right? They're out there saying, do as I say, not as I do. While they're out there having cocaine and sex parties or allegedly trafficking underage girls across state lines, groping their dates. I mean, again, that's in a public place around kids. That's the problem here. Don't tell people to be better moral people when you can't hold yourself up to that to that standard, the very basic standard. Look, I don't care if Boebert gets smashed at a fundraiser. More power to her. Humanizes her a bit, right? And if she weren't such an openly terrible person, she might actually be fun to party with. But the fact that, and this is what's the most interesting part about this entire thing, right? Is how we got to know about this. There are people that are spilling to the press about her actions at private fundraisers. It makes me think there are people in Republican circles, because it ain't Democrats that are getting invited to these things. No, it's people in Republican circles that want these stories to get out, that go to CNN and say, guess what I saw Boebert do? It's not just Ken Buck, right? No, it's people who are apparently around Trump spreading stories about Lauren Boebert, trying to make her look bad. Somebody's got it out for her. I think that's the most interesting part, because it's not the outside, it's not the left that's coming out and trying to destroy her like this. Again, you just heard my opinion on this. I don't care. I don't care if she gets a little drunk at a fundraiser and wants to take selfies with Donald Trump. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But when you get to where this is coming from, the inner circle with Trump, the people that are privy to these fundraisers, they see Lauren Boebert, and they're like, we're gonna destroy this entire woman's career with these scandals. And so, hey, the call's coming from inside the house. Lauren, you might want to look at the people around you and your so-called friends before you go and start attacking the left.